one thing that's for sure is we're building confidence. I mean, when you go from almost being no hit through 5 to putting a string of some runs on the board, I mean it's pretty impressive. Again, those guys are just they just hang in there. They're not getting down about anything. They're each and every inning they come in, there's a game plan about what they got to do at the plate. And you tipped your hat to Dave Phelps today. He was very, very good. But we got a couple base on balls again, which allowed us to score a run.
You're talking yesterday so much about small ball and doing the right baseball things, when you can really make the case that all 3 runs tonight was the same thing. Was that instant?
No question about it. And good at bats. Was very good at bats. I mean, Bart's the hottest guy on the team. He's got second RBIs maybe on the team. I don't know, but it's again, I just think everybody's caught up in it, and that's what you got to do. But you're right, Steve. It's very, very, very early. I mean, when you got 150 left, that's a lot of games. But we're very excited about the way we've started, and to get our fan base started. Great crowd tonight, and guys got all fired up about it, and it was fun.
Yeah, on that crowd, just the enthusiasm that you're hearing in the late innings. Obviously, after a couple of years where it was kind of quiet at times in here, how different is that for you guys, and how different is the experience to be hearing that?
Well, Andy, when you've seen it, I mean, I came in here years ago with the Pirates when we were battling the Mets and saw it. But when it's on your side, and like you said, we haven't seen it in a while. And if you haven't been around it, it's pretty special. I mean, they are as enthusiastic as any fans you'll ever see or be around and listen to. And so, again, we just got to continue to play well.
Yeah, exactly. Terry, does Juan surprise you at this point with the plays he makes? I mean, he goes back to rob a ball that looked like a double. He has the shoestring catch, the save and run. What's it like having someone out there in center field who you know is going to make plays like that?
Well, if he couldn't pick a better night to make those plays, it was after he got the Gold Glove. And that's what it is. When you're pitching and you can make a mistake, and you got a guy that can run stuff down in center field like that, I'll tell you, it gives you all the confidence in the world to pound the strike zone. You just make your pitches and let him hit the ball and let this guy do what he does best. I thought he had absolutely no chance on the ball that he made the diving catch on. But those 2 balls that were hit that he ran and made nice catches on, I mean, you saw Bart. He knew he made mistakes, and he's the first guy to, clap for him. So this kid's really, really good out there.
So a lot of times in baseball, Terry, it's the little things. Campbell's at bat. You talk about situation letting, but your pitchers last year, it took such a long time to get ahead. But this year, they've contributed to wins. I mean, what does that make a manager feel?
Well, I tell you, it makes me feel great, but I'm going to give all the credit to Pat Ressler. When we hired Pat as the assistant hitting coach, I told him his one of his biggest jobs is we got to get better as a pitching staff handling the bat. And I'm not saying we got to be hitters, but we've got to be able to get productive outs, move runners along, bunt, and he's done that. He's taken it to heart, and those guys, he's had them hit almost every day on the field, which I think helps, and we're seeing some results.
Yeah, Steve. That Campbell at bat, a guy like him theoretically could try to do too much in his spot, trying to prove that he belongs here. What does it say about him, and how impressed are you with the fact that he goes up there and he's just trying to get that job done?
Well, Steve, I will tell you, Eric Campbell got to the big leagues because he knows what kind of player he is and never tries to change it. A lot of people, when you grade him out because he's a big guy, and he plays those corner positions and you look for that power, he's not a big power guy. What he is a good baseball player. He executes the little things very well. Hits the ball the other way very well. He runs very well for a big man. So, when he's up there in those situations, you feel like he's going to put the bat on the ball. And when that happens, you score because things can happen when you hit the ball.
Terry, did you think at all about pinch hitting for Bartolo?
In 5th inning? No. And I will tell you, if we were down more than 1, I would have. But when you're down 1 run, you still think you're really in the game. If you're down 2 or 3 and you say, geez, you know what, even though he's really pitching good, and it's like last night, Dylan faced the same thing. We were down 3-0, but here we had a chance to get back, and when you're down multiple runs, you really need to get back in the game somewhat. But down 1, you really think, hey, look, we still got a long way to go. And he was pitching so well, I thought I left him in.
Were you surprised when he tied it himself?
I did. I was. I'm surprised when he swings.
So in the 5th inning, you don't tell him maybe first pitch, why not take a cut? That's all him. Swing.
No, I stay out of I stay out of everybody else's heads. You know, they got enough going on, and you know, I have 2 very good hitting coaches. I try not to get in the middle of that stuff too much.
Very early in the year, the bullpen evolves, but you seem to have 2 eighth-inning guys in Blevins and Torres that you can interchange. Do you think that those are the guys that you're going to anoint for now as your eighth-inning guys?
Well, I do, again, I think there's certain situations where, you know, Jerry has done a great job, and as you know, we've used him in the 9th inning to get that big left-hander out. I got a lot of confidence in a lot of guys. I got to get Eric Goodell on the game because this kid's got as good a stuff as anybody down there. Hasn't pitched in a while because, you know, we're kind of in a situation where we're getting to the 8th inning. Carlos has pitched in 4 of the last 5. I thought he needed a night off tonight, so I gave him the night off. Jarice is probably going to need tomorrow. So, you know, there's a good chance that Eric and Buddy and those guys are going to get a chance to get in the game.
I think this was the first time Blevins faced a righty batter. Would you do full innings with him, or only if it's like a righty between 2 lefties for the most part?
Well, you know, Adam, we had to hit. We were going to hit in the 7th. So I could have. I could have waited to see, but I had to bring somebody in. So if I brought a righty in, it was Brignac, and if I brought a lefty in, it was going to be either Ozuna or or Baker. So I just thought, you know what, he's got to face those 2 lefties. You might as well get him on the mound, you know, let him have that be his guy if he gets on. So that's why I brought him in.